Hey folks, Mr. Modern Survival here. Beautiful Saturday morning. Got a good stout cup of coffee. Still having camera issues. Still using the webcam, and I still don't like the webcam. So I apologize for the quality of the video. I apologize for the quality of the audio, which is actually worse than the quality of the video. But I enjoy making the videos, and I hope you enjoy watching the videos. And I'm looking forward to meeting up today or tomorrow, depending on what our schedules look like, with W&T Prepper. Going to get hooked up with him and get his prize to him. He was the winner. If you saw the video from the other day, he was the winner for the 150 sub contest that has now brought us up to 276 subscribers. And I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate that. It humbles me to think that 76 people would care what I have to say. Now, let me say this: I'm not an expert at anything. I'm just a regular guy like you, trying to get prepared for what we can tell is coming. And I know some of you who are subscribers are deeply religious. Some of you are Christians. Some of you are not. And I want to be respectful to both. But I also want to say that the motivation for everything I do is a direct result and directly influenced by the fact that I am a born-again Christian, the fact that I'm saved by the grace of God. And the reason I say that is because the heart of prepping is biblical stewardship, and God has given us the ability to discern the signs of the times, and through His Spirit we can see the direction that America is heading. It's not going to be very long till we're in a very ugly situation, and so I want to be prepared for the sake of my family and for the sake of the glory of God. I don't want anybody to be able to point a finger of accusation at me and say, God gave you the ability and the means to be prepared, and you were too lazy to do that. I appreciate all my subscribers, and thank you. And by the way, those of you who are Christians and do leave comments in that direction, I'll encourage you to do that more and more, because that's a good testimony and a good witness to the world. And I really, really appreciate you guys a lot. I had a lot of fun in the contest, but today's subject, obviously, if you can tell by the prop that I have here, is blades, knives. And I've got a smorgasbord. I've got a wide variety of knives that are going to be very, very useful in the event of a WROL or an SHTF situation, a time when there's snow, when basically you're on your own, and basically you're going to be fending for yourself and for your family. Excuse me, coffee. Gotta love coffee. Let me say this real quickly about knives. Knives are one of the earliest tools that have been used by mankind all down through history. On up until guns were invented. The blade was always not only a utility feature for a man, but it was also defense. And the knife is an absolutely indispensable piece of equipment. And let me say this while I'm on this subject: when you think you have enough knives in your prep, buy another knife. What you're going to want to do, and let me encourage you to do this. You're going to want to inventory your knives as far as in regard to their philosophy of use. In other words, like what we have here is one of my favorite knives just to carry around in my pocket. This is a Case XX, rather small pocket knife. Very, very sharp, very easy to sharpen. Let me say that about Case XX. These knives are very quick to sharpen. You wet these things just a few times and it's going to be sharp. Now this is a utility type knife. This is a knife you would use every day. This is a knife you would use to peel an apple. It's a knife you would use to cut a piece of rope. This is a utility knife. Very, very nice knife. It's a knife that's been very handy to me down through the years. Now, not only do we have that, but we have sort of a cross. We have a knife that bridges the gap between a knife that's a utility knife and a knife that could also be used for self-defense. The reason I say that is because it has a locking back and it's very quickly to open. These knives are very quick out, very quick to open. It also has a pocket clip, so it can be worn very efficiently, and it can be pulled from your pocket very quickly and opened up. So I could use that too. It's also, you notice it has a half serrated blade, very sharp. I could use this knife in a utility. I could use it to cut rope, but in a bad, ugly situation, I could use that knife to defend myself. Let me grab. This is my everyday. This is my EDC. This is my everyday carry knife. I hate web cams. Every time I think I'm going left, I'm going right. But I hope you can see that. This is the Klein Tools 44001 is the model number on that knife. Very sharp, very easy to sharpen. Holds an edge really nice. Good quality steel. This is my everyday carry, and this is another one that bridges the gap between a utility knife and a knife that could be used in a self-defense manner. I would encourage you to have a lot of these knives, simply because they're very universal in nature, and they can be used for so many different things. Let me stick that right there instead of putting that back on my pocket. Now, as far as utility knives, I encourage you to not only to have a pocket knife like the Case XX that can, that's more of your everyday use, but also have a razor knife. This is an Eclipse. This is an Eclipse razor knife made by Sheffield. You can pick these up for about $5 on eBay. These are very easy to get a hold of, or any other place. You can find them in the store, I think, for around $6 or $7. These are very good little knives. It's got a quick out feature for the blade to remove and replace the blade, and buy up a bunch of razor blades, because these will come in very, very, very handy if we end up in an WRO situation, because of the interchangeable blades, and you can quickly, without having to sharpen, you can quickly go to that other razor knife. You're going to want to have some fighting knives that are just fighting knives. And the reason I say fighting knives is because they've got a larger blade, very sharp blade, and something that can be that you can comfortably grip, something that's very ergonomic, something you can comfortably get a hold of and use in a self-defense situation to defend yourself. The fighting knives are very, very important. Now, this knife here, let me show you this one. This knife here I have had for a long, long time, and it's another one that kind of bridges the gap. This is a Gerber Easy Out that I've had for years and years and years. Comes open very quickly. I know some of you have got a lot of the assisted open. I've got a couple of assisted open knives. Those are nice. Those are very, very nice knives and important to keep around. Let me talk about a skinning knife. A knife with a gut hook, something that you're going to be able to skin out game, something that you've shot, a deer, bear, elk, whatever it is, whatever region of the country you live in, and whatever kind of big game that you have there. This is a big game knife. This is not what you're going to use to skin out a squirrel or a rabbit. This is something that you're going to use, and I've actually used this one. This is something you're going to use to skin out a buck, or a doe, or a bear, or something of that nature that you've been able to get out there and kill. And very, very important to keep these knives and to keep them sharp too. You're going to make sure that you have not only a lot of knives, make sure you have a lot of ways to sharpen those knives. Make sure you've got some rocks, some mechanical type sharpeners, maybe even some rods or something like that you're going to be able to use to sharpen those knives. Let me show you this one really quickly before I wrap this video up. Just going to be a quick video. A very big thank you to W. Copeland 38. Go check out his channel. I just lost an eye. Go check out his channel. He had a great contest, gave away several great knives, and I was able to win one of those knives. It's a Smith & Wesson HRT boot knife. Came with a very nice sheath. Very, very good looking knife, very sharp knife. The blade, I don't know if you can tell, but on this side here, the blade in the middle here where it's not been sharpened is Duracoated. It's a very nice Duracoating on that. It's going to make it last a long time. They're going to make it real durable. The grip is nice and thin, so it fits really good in my hand because I've got small hands. And so this is a fighting knife. This is a knife that you're going to use for self-defense only. Fighting knives, utility knives, those that bridge the gap in between. We say a little bit about straight razors. As you can tell, I've not shaved in a few weeks. I keep a beard about half the year. If any of you guys know me pretty well or have been around me quite a bit, you know that I keep a beard about halfway during the year. But you still got some stuff to shave here. You've got up here, you've got down here. Or ladies, you've got your legs and your armpits to shave. please, should the SHTF, don't stop shaving your legs. That's just weird. But anyway, straight razors. This is a really nice one right here. I've had it for a very long time. I've actually used this somewhat. You're going to want to get a razor strop, something that you can really put a fine honed edge on this thing, because you're not going to be able to go down to the store and pick up a big razor. Now, let me encourage you to do this, and I'm going to put this in a future video. Go buy a buttload of Bic razors, just little cheap ones. You can pick them up for $1 for a pack at the dollar store. Go buy a bunch of those and put those up, because it's a lot easier just to pick one of those out of the pack and shave with. But have this here. Have 2 or 3 of these handy and ready to use in case you run out, and you will eventually run out, I'm sure. And so you'll have this straight razor in case you ever need it. Not only something like that, but I fish a lot, and so if you fish a lot, you know that the most tasty way to eat a knife is more coffee. All right, let's go that again. The most tasty way, I think, to eat a fish, especially trout, is to fillet that bad boy. You catch one of these nice big mountain rainbow trout that's about 16, 17 inches long. I mean, we got some big ones up here in the mountains of West North Carolina, and I love to fish. I fish all the time. I love to fish down the Harmon Den area, and I hope to get a video of that here in the future and show you some of those native, some nice speckled trout and native rainbows that we pull out of there. But some of those, and those are very easy. You can pull the bones right out of those. Some of the bigger ones, those bones can be very aggravating when you're trying to eat that. You take this fillet knife, you run that bad boy across that nice juicy trout, and cut you off a big hunk of nice rainbow trout. Throw some lemon pepper on that bad boy, butter it up real good, wrap it in aluminum foil, and cook it on an open flame. And that is, I mean, it's like the marriage supper of the lamb. It's great stuff. So you're going to want to keep a couple of these fillet knives around. These things are really sharp and really flexible, and they really are going to come in handy, not just for fish, not just to fillet fish, but also for your steaks and for making jerky. I found out this knife is very handy to slice beef or venison down very thin to go and dehydrate it to make jerky with. So knives are going to be a great asset should we get into a survival situation, and not only you know, a financial collapse or EMP or WROL situation, but just every day. I mean, who knows what's going to happen to you? You know, if you're out in the woods hunting, you keep a knife with you. If you're going on a long trip, keep some knives with you. And I will say it again, as I drink the last of my coffee, which means the video is over. When you think you've got enough knives, go out and buy a few more knives. This is Mr. Modern Survival. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay safe, keep prepping, and God bless.